to the Carnivore Revolution. I'm Serena.
And I'm Jess. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe below.
Today we're talking about New Year's resolutions because Jess and I just realized that we have differing opinions on New Year's resolutions.
So it's going to be spicy.
Maybe.
The end of Carnivore Revolution.
No. We've already decided that's never happening. We're never not going to be friends. Okay. So I posted the other day about how I was not making a resolution because I think it's a waste of time and sets me up for failure.
Yes. And you don't have any sort of like goals or anything for yourself for the year?
I do have some goals and I have things that I say I'm going to get better at or that I'm going to do, but I feel like it has to be in bite-sized chunks for me. Does that make sense? And I don't know where that comes from. If it's from like where I'm an all or nothing person, I think that's probably it. It's where I'm an all or nothing person. So if I can't do it all the way, I just won't do it at all. And so over the years, I have learned that anytime I've ever made a New Year's resolution, it never like, and I mean like a New Year's resolution, like I'm going to exercise 6 days a week for the next 365 days. That's hard because you're going to get sick. You're going to be on vacation. You're going to have something that comes up that makes it so that you can't exercise one or 2 days at least, maybe 1 or 2 days a week. You just never know. And so for me, it's an immediate fail. I get an F immediately within the first, 2 weeks because something comes up or I have a sick child or it's a really busy day, like something comes up and then I'm done. And then I'm like, well, I might as well not exercise till January 1st.
So, well, I would argue that you are setting a resolution for yourself because you're setting those goals for yourself, but you've just realized that you need to set smaller goals for yourself, but it's still a resolution of what you want to change this coming year. So my opinion on it is that it is human nature for everyone, no matter what you are starting. If you're starting a new relationship, if you're starting a new job, if you're starting a new year, if you're starting anything, you set expectations up for yourself of how you want it to go. And that's how I feel that New Year's resolutions are. So on January 1st, you're starting the new year. So you're going to set either consciously or unconsciously, you're going to set expectations up for yourself. You're setting goals for yourself. We just call it a resolution on New Year's. So I think everyone sets resolutions for themselves and you just have to figure out what is going to work for you. And you would just set really big goals for yourself and not be able to obtain it. So I think that's my opinion on it.
I think that makes sense.
You can go.
I was just going to say, so I think that makes sense, but I do think that it's my all or nothing personality. Like what I did at the beginning of Carnivore. Well, if 1 day of fasting a week is good, then 2 days must be better. And 3 days must be even better than that, rather than just kind of taking it, week by week and see how it goes. For me, I have to it has to be this all or nothing, all in kind of plan. And I'm like that with other things too. It's not just the resolutions. It's my food. That's why I don't cheat on Carnivore. It's because I can't, because I'm an all or nothing kind of person. If the house, so for instance, we cleaned up all of our Christmas stuff today. Not everybody knows this, this, but we went through a transition period at the end of October and into the middle of November where we touched almost every item in our house and decided whether or not we wanted to keep it. And so the house had just been completely redone and cleaned and reorganized when we decorated for Christmas. This week, the house had started to feel cluttered to me. It had started to feel bad. Like I was going to bed every night, making sure there was nothing left on the kitchen counters, completely wiped down, shiny, nothing in the sink. And I started leaving things out in the last week and a half or so, leaving things on the counter and just being like, I'll do it tomorrow. And what I realized was that that's my all or nothing. Because it already felt cluttered with the Christmas stuff by this time, because we had put all of our Christmas stuff out the week before Thanksgiving this year. So it's been a long time. And I was just starting to feel that weight on me and feeling like it was just too much. So I gave up. I gave up on everything else. I was just leaving stuff everywhere because it was already a mess. So what does it matter? And so for me, I think the New Year's resolution is kind of like that. It's kind of like starting a diet on Monday. And then when you fail on Tuesday, you wait until the next Monday to start it. So I kind of have that mentality too. And so for me, if I set up that kind of resolution, it's a recipe for failure. So what I have to do is I have to set it up week by week or month by month in small bite-sized chunks that I can chew up and swallow easier. So I'll start with, I'm going to get back into lifting weights at least 3 days a week and get some cardio at least 3 days a week. And whether those are the same days or different days doesn't really matter, but I have to be a little bit lenient with myself so that I don't just give up and throw my hands up and say, well, never mind, I'm just not going to do any of it.
And I don't see the difference between what you're doing and a New Year's resolution. You're just doing it by week, and instead of trying to take on the whole year. And I love that you're doing that. Everyone should do that. And I do it too. I set goals up for myself, but I just think on New Year's, you just call it a New Year's resolution. So I think maybe the word is very intimidating to people. So if you change the word to like goals or something, maybe it'll help you get through it. And you also mentioned too that you don't like setting New Year's resolutions because you don't want to fail, because then you fail and you don't like that. In my head, I don't think failing is a bad thing. So because like if you set a goal for yourself, that goal doesn't exist yet. It is nothing. The goal does not exist. It is not tangible. It is in the future. It is something that you are dreaming that you can achieve. So who cares if you fail? Because the goal didn't exist in the first place. So that's my thought process of failing. I would rather try and fail and not get it because the goal never even existed. It was just something I hoped I could achieve, than not try and never know if I could have got it or not. I understand where people are scared of failing. I would encourage people to still just do it and try. And if you fail, you didn't lose anything. But if you try, you might have gained something that you really wanted.
Yeah. So it's all about getting back up after you fall. You know, you're never going to stay down. You're always going to get back up. And I get that. But I think it's that all or nothing mentality that won't let me, I don't know, because I am going to get back up. That's the thing, is I'm not going to stay down. I'm going to get back up and I am going to try again. But there's something in my head, I guess, about setting that year-long goal that's just too much for me mentally.
Yeah. But you're changing, and you know that when you fail at something, or if you fall down, are you noticing that you get it back up faster, or that you're more motivated to hop back on and things like that? Like, are you changing?
I think so. And one of the things that Carnivore has done to me is it's helped me compartmentalize this area, like the food area of my life. And that has led into kind of compartmentalizing other things. And I've learned that about myself. So like when I went Christmas shopping last week, right before Christmas, to finish up and get everything else that I needed, like 4 days before Christmas, stocking stuff for the kids, I needed groceries too, because we were having dinner with my husband's parents 2 nights later, but I couldn't get the groceries on that trip. Isn't that weird? I had to compartmentalize it. Like I got the Christmas stuff, and then I came home, and that night I did a grocery order to pick up the next day at Walmart. So I didn't have to like go around the store. I was trying to think about Christmas items for the kids and stocking stuffers. And so I compartmentalized that. And I said to my husband, he was with me, I said, I can't do the food now. Is that okay? I have to just do this. I have to do these things so that I can go home relaxed and check that off. It's like leaving boxes unchecked at the end of the day, like on your to-do list, things that you really needed to do today and you didn't get them done. But for me, because I can compartmentalize that now, which I could never do before, I was all over the place, crazy and sporadic all the time. But now I have realized that if I compartmentalize the lists and the things that I'm doing, it really helps me to feel at ease. And I think that has come with the carnivore diet for me, and being able to say, well, this is under control. And for the first time in my life, I have something under control. And that helps me control everything. Well, not be in control of everything, but you know what I mean? Like if I put everything in all these little boxes, it really helps me to do that one thing and then move on to the next thing. And that's made a huge difference for me. For me, it's definitely like week by week or month by month is just easier for me. And I do think that's kind of compartmentalizing it. Don't you think?
Yeah, no, I think that's awesome. And I think that you found what works for you, and that it works great, and that you're going to go like week by week and month by month instead of trying to like do something for the whole year. Because I think that is very intimidating for anyone to do something for 365 days in a row. I understand how that can be scary, but I do still encourage people, and I do still think that it is good for everyone to kind of make resolutions for themselves, even if they're going to achieve them or not, just to try to be better in some way and just try to motivate themselves to be better. Because even if you don't reach it, you're still going to be a little bit better if you try, because you're going to be taking a couple steps forward. You don't have to run the whole marathon. If you run half of it, or even a quarter of it, or even just take one step, that's still one step more than you were in the first place. I always still encourage people to like set goals and set resolutions and things like that, because it's going to make you a better person if you do it or not.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I agree with all of that, except I'm going to call mine a new month's resolution. How's that? Does that work?
Yeah. I think just saying that you don't set resolutions may encourage people to like not set goals and try to be better in some way. Whereas saying like set them, but set them in a realistic manner is like a different form of encouraging people. try to be better.
Yeah, I get that. When I help people start the carnivore diet and people are having such a hard time, like, I can't believe I'm never going to have cake again, or I'm never going to have, fill in the blank again. And so what I tell people then is take it one day at a time. It's just today. It's just for today. You're not going to have that. And when you make it through today, you're going to feel accomplished. You're going to feel encouraged. You're going to feel empowered. And then tomorrow when you wake up, you're going to not have cake tomorrow either. And if you do it on a day by day basis like that, before you know it, it will have been several weeks and you're going to feel so much better. You're not even going to want it. And so I think I'm like that. I think I have to do it in chunks, because looking at the big picture like that sometimes is a little bit overwhelming.
Well, I think we've found common ground, and we both agree just have different mentalities around it.
And it's not the end of the carnivore revolution.
No, I think we'll still stay together.
I think we can do it. I think we can pull through.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the new year here on the Carnivore Revolution.